This is where they bring in all the petroleum and oil to feed La Paz. It's the entrance to the channel. That's about as close as I ever want to get to one of those things. Good evening. I had a very eventful day today. I left the marina. I left at 8 o'clock this morning and covered 51 miles to a remote fishing village called San Evaristo, which is where I'm anchored tonight. Unfortunately, I had to motor all the way. There was absolutely no wind, and I did take lots of footage, which I'm not going to use. The engine noise is just horrendous. I might put one tiny clip in just to show you, but it would drive you nuts. Anyway, so I'm here at this fishing village. I'm going to be here for 3 days, hiding from a strong northerly wind. This is a well-protected anchorage for northerly winds. I'll show you a scenic view of the fishing village. It's quite small. There's not a lot here. So yeah, here for the next 3 days. I'm going to fly the drone and see if I can use some footage from that if I don't crash it. And hopefully after 3 days I've got to then go to the next place, which is Agua Verde, which is 40 odd miles away. It'll take the best part of a day. And again, I've got to hide in there for a couple of days because there's another norther coming after that. And then I'm off to a short hop to Puerto Escondido because I'm carrying spare parts for other boaters that are up there, and they can't get the parts there, so I'm taking some parts up there for them. So yeah, interesting day. The boat went fine. I had a following tide. Most of the day I was doing 8 knots, which is unbelievable. It was a bit lumpy, not from any wind. It was just a carryover from some weather previously. But yeah, the boat went well. I went well. No mishaps. Didn't catch any fish, but thoroughly enjoyable day. And I was utterly gutted when I tried to put some footage together and realised the engine noise was just nah, not at all. So hopefully the next leg will have some sailing. That's the whole point of the YouTube channel, is to show remote anchorages and sailing. So that's the plan. Let me show you the where I'm anchored. It's really nice. So this is the hill that's going to give the protection in the north wind. It's going to come from this direction, so the anchorage is pretty well protected. There's a couple of unfinished houses there and some fishermen unloading their fish, and then there's a few more huts on the beach here, and then it comes all the way around. It's like a cove, and there's a few more places here. There's one other boat. They came up as soon as I anchored, and this point protects from the south. So the other benefit of being here is that you get protection from the nightly caramels which come from the west. Most of the anchorage between La Paz and here are open to that evening caramel, and they can get quite lumpy because there's quite a big distance for the fetch to build up. But yeah, tomorrow I'll have a wander around the village. I've actually got some friends, they're ex-cruisers, and they sold their boat a number of years ago, and they actually bought a place in the village. So look forward to seeing them. I haven't seen them since COVID started. But yeah, this is the anchorage. As you can see, flat calm. I think it's going to blow like stink tomorrow right there. I might take the dinghy out and show the extent of the weather once you get beyond that point. But lovely evening, and I'm going to celebrate with barbecue steak tonight. See you in the morning. Wow, what a night. It blew like stink. Started about 2:30 in the morning, and the boat was swinging in a 90-degree, maybe even more actually, arc. Yeah, it was, didn't sleep after that. The boat didn't move, the anchor stayed firm, but I did let out a bit more chain about 4 o'clock this morning when it got worse. But it's now down to about 20 knots. But it's wrapping around the hill, so 1 minute I'm facing, well, you can see how much the boat's swinging behind me. It's, yeah. I should have realised we were going to get something maybe more than forecast, because about 7 o'clock last night, two damn great trawlers came in and anchored just inside the point. And if they're not out there fishing, I think they're prawn trawlers, yeah, that sort of says something. And they're still there this morning. I'll show you a video of it in a minute. But yeah, we got couple more days of this, but I'm glad I'm in here. There's no fetch, but the wind was gusting and the boat was swinging around. It was, I wouldn't say scary, but worrying. Hence I put out more chain. But yeah, uneventful day, eventful night. There's the two trawlers that came in last night. And this is where the wind should have come from, there, which a lot of the times it did, but then it also came from over through this valley, so it was wrapping around, and I was facing this direction at some point, all over the place. And then there's another boat behind me. They say they're going to leave this morning and ride the northerly back to La Paz, but I'm not so sure of that. But yeah, the joys of cruising. Jesus, they must have been out in this all night. Talk about hardy seamen. Jesus. None of the boats on shore have left this morning. They drag them up the beach and they're all still there. These must have gone out last night. Brave men. This is where Starlink comes into its own. I mean, it's full internet access, and yet the village has got no electricity, and I'm not even sure they've got internet. They may have, maybe. They use desalination for their water, and looking at the village last night, there was only about 3 lights on. It must be used in generators or solar and batteries, but yeah, I mean, this is a game changer with Starlink, because I've got full access. I've actually called both the boats in the anchorage, Grace and Kia, this morning to see if they want to come over and use the internet. Neither have responded, so obviously not got their radios on. But yeah, the people from Grace came over yesterday, and as soon as they get back to La Paz, they're ordering it. The guy works online, spends a few days out and keeps going back, so he's gonna order it. It really is a game changer for cruisers. Thought I'd better give the engine a quick check over from yesterday's run. Coolant level is exactly the same, and oil level is the same, so it's obviously not burning any oil. The other thing I did before I left, which I didn't film but I'll show you now, seems to have worked. It's on the exhaust outlet, which is here. I put another hose on there because there was another hose clamp. There was a slight spray of or build-up of salt, and then when I took off the cover, I think there was a pinhole just in behind here. So I've used what's the name of it? I forget. The two, like the epoxies that you mix together, the high temperature ones. So I used that, put a couple of layers of that on, and there's no salt residue from 7 hours of running. So either the clamp has worked, or or sealing it up. But that's a good result. It was JB Weld that I used. I couldn't remember the name of it. It just went completely. But that's worked really well. Quite happy with the outcome of that. Here's a few clips from the motoring session today. I've picked the ones where I'm away from the cockpit, so it's reduced the noise a bit. But the ones where I filmed in the cockpit, no. Well, now the seas have calmed down. It's turned out to be a lovely windless day, but fantastic. It's not too hot, and all's going well. I've actually got to go. You're probably not going to be able to see it, but there's a channel up here called the San Jose Channel. I've got to go up through that. I'm hoping the tide doesn't turn. We'll see. But yeah, all good, thankfully. Maybe I'll put a fishing rod out. We'll see. Anchor set and ready to deploy. That's where we're headed. Once again, thanks for watching the video. I try and keep it real, pretty raw, but it's what a lot of the people that have subscribed say they like about it. So if you do like it, please subscribe, like, comment. Would appreciate that, and I'll see you in the next video.